Hey party people, welcome back to MVM, and today I'm here with that preview for another Ivy Studios game. This is Scales of Fate. It says a two-player game of hidden influence. I'm going to call it Deception and Deduction, okay? So in this two-player game, and if you notice kind of just the theme alone, it's like Veiled Fate. Veiled Fate, not a game I like that much by them at all. This one here, though, is in that same vein. Some of the similarities there, you'll see it once you look at it right away, you'll see it. This one's on the table and I'm showing it to you because I went back it with my own money. So if that doesn't, that gives you an idea, flip the script. I told Austin when I played this, I was like, this is an amazing game. So there's my, kind of cut right there because this is a sponsored preview. But I always try to make sure that you know that I'm showing you games that I enjoy. All right. So this is a two-player game of Deception and Deduction. Takes about 30 minutes to play. Won't take me long to explain it. But I definitely want to show you this game. Now, if you're in like the abstract type games with some powers and stuff like that, this is sort of going to be your game. There's a lot of deception going on, a lot of talking, trash across the table a little bit, kind of talking people in and out through the games. And I will tell you this, if you don't believe what I'm doing and you don't want to listen to sponsor preview gibberish, you can go over to their page. They actually have a how to play. They have a couple playthroughs. They always are really interactive and answer all your questions. So definitely go over there and check out Ivy Studios. Very interactive, very forthright, and tell you what's going on in their design process. So let me go ahead and get to this and show you the game. Slide to the side. And now we go down. This is Scales of Fate, and sometimes I'm going to call it Veiled Fate. Leave me alone. Don't make fun of me. We have our 9 demigods. These are going to be represented here in this deck. And then what you're going to do is you'll shuffle these, and then you'll get 2. Each player will get 2. And those will be their 2 colors. We don't need these for the rest of the game. These will be my demigods. So what I'm trying to do over here on the player on the left is try to get these oranges, make sure these oranges are hitting the whole game. What I'm trying to do is make sure these 2 colors are hitting the whole game from my opponent. Now what we're trying to do, let's say I was this purple player, we are trying to do one of 2 things. We want to score the most points, and we can do that by having both of our characters on the same number and getting that amount of points, or we can have our characters far apart, and the further we are apart, we subtract the difference. 9 minus 3 is 6. We would have 6 points. So we're trying to play this game of, things are moving all over the place, but we're really trying to pay attention to where our pieces are without giving it all up and giving it away. And during our turn, we're going to be placing these workers or demigods out here and taking actions on these tiles, and then we'll be using these servants to trigger either scoring, going up or down for based on what these tiles say. And then we even have something that we can manipulate here called the Abyss, where we can smite people and take them down here, and then they will either add or subtract to the score based on who's in here as well. So this game's got a lot of moving parts, but the game is actually really simple. So I'm just going to go ahead and dive in and just give you like a kind of a taste of a round so you understand what's going on. Now, just so you know, the whole idea is deception. So it's not that you need to not touch your pieces. You could even start out by using one of your pieces. You can do it however you want. That's the thing, it's the deception. But what makes this game twist is that you have a different setup here. You have a random scoring tile that'll come out here every round. You have random setups here for each age with these tokens here. These are all going to be different. And then you're also going to have different scoring down here. Now the big one is at the end of the round, we will look at what demis are in between 8 to 10. So whatever demis are between 8 to 10, if mine is in there, I have to say yes that it's in there. And since I am orange, I would have to say one of my tokens is in there. And we'll get to that a little bit later on. So you got to pay attention to this kind of stuff because these will change each game. You have different ones here. Demis out of play, demis between 4 and 6. So there's all these different conditions. This is age 1, there's age 2 and age 3 down there. Okay? All right, so we're going to take our turn. This player over here on the left is going to be first, and they have 3 choices on their turn. 1, they can place a demigod onto an action spot and take that action. 2, if they have one of these servants, they will put the servant on the outside of the row or the column they want and activate the matching color. So for example, if I press this white, I would activate all the whites there, and anything that's touching that color, will activate. So anything that's touching the white will activate. That's one of the ways it works. Or I can use one of these special tokens here, which I'll tell you what they do in a minute, but they are like the special God tokens here. So what I'm going to do for my first turn is I'm actually going to grab something. I'm going to go with blue, and I'm going to place this blue on this white here. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go with this right here, so then I will gain this white servant token. The other player is going to do one of the other actions here. They are going to, looks like they are going to go for a very specific token here. They're going to put this orange one here. And you notice I'm just kind of playing this out just so you can get an idea. So all these actions are going to lead to us getting these pieces. And these pieces are very specific because they score positive or negative for the colors that match. But this one here scores for everything it's touching. So it's really important that you pay attention to what's touching this. And there's two of them too, sometimes. So you see there's only one this time. But we also have this here. I'm going to go with green. I'm going to go with pink. And I'm going to go with pink, and I'm going to smite green. And then that person's going to go, you know what? I'm going to do this instead. I'm going to wait here. I'm going to go turquoise and get a green. Okay, like that. And then instead of placing one of these, I'm going to activate this. So I'm going to go just like this, and everything that's white or has feathers will activate. So what does that mean? Anytime you see a sickle, anything that's touching that white, so this is all white, this is white, this is touching white, this is touching white, this is touching white. They're going to activate with this here. So this one here is going to be a -1 for pink. So pink is going to move from 7 down to 6. Blue is going to move from 7 down to 6. And orange is going to move from 7 down to 6. And that would be their turn. Now, I could do the same thing here. I think I am. All right, so then we go here and we look at this one here. So orange is going to go down 1. All right, and then turquoise is going to go up 2. So 1, 2. All right, so now they're between 8 to 10 here, so you got to watch out for that because one of my guys might get found out. This is very important for the other character to figure out, hey, how do I get that out of there, all right? Or how do I get more in there so I don't get stuck with that, right? So that's kind of the play that's going on there. Like, how do I get, not stuck? So what they may do is they say, hey, you know what? I'm going to do one of these moves. And I should say it, when you do a smite is taking one of these from off the board and putting them over here. I forgot to say that. This right here just adjusts the abyss. So on the left here, I have -2. On the right here, I have +1. And you know what? I'm going to go -2 to green, okay? Because we're going to try to get these as far apart without letting them know where things are specifically. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get out of here. So I don't have any more pieces over here, so that will leave him with the last piece. And maybe he goes like this. Anything touching this. So he's going to go -2. Oh, he's going to go +2. 1, 2. That's turquoise. And then he's going to go +2. 1, 2. All right. Sorry for that. These are all done. The round ends when all these have been placed. So this one here is not going to be placed because there's not 2 red. And these are all placed. Okay, so all these are placed. all these actions are spaced, and these will be out here. Now, so later on in different rounds, you may have different setups where both of these are out and whatnot. So that would be the end of the round. Now what we do, and I should have mentioned the third option, these are your God tokens here. Now what I could have done, let's say I had this one here and this one here. I could have said, hey, I want to steal yours. So I'm going to steal that. And it can only happen once per game, but what happens is that's a cool thing, but you're also going to lose a point at the end of the game. So you don't want to use that just for the heck of it. You can switch spots with people. You can switch stuff off the board. You can switch between two spots and things like that. And you can smite, but the smite is different than the one that's here. The smite would be smiting from anywhere. So you can smite from off the board, you can smite from on the board and put them over here, but then you would take this off and this power would not be able to activate. So you have these like deceptive ways of playing around with the characters here in the game. And that's what you're shooting for, is how can I hide what's going on here? Because now we go, hey, all right, so we go out here, we do our effects here. So green is going to go down to 1, 2. All right, because this here, the sickle's here. And now we take a look at what's going on. Our condition says dimmies between 8 and 10. Well, we have one between 8 and 10, and that is blue. What I would do is look at my cards and say, okay, do I have anything between 8 and 10? I do not, okay? So then the other player would probably go, all right, so if they don't have anything between that, they don't have blue. So that's definitely out of the question. And then I would look at my cards and go, do you have anything that's, and I would say no, okay? So then they would look at it and say, okay, well they don't have blue either. So now within one round we have canceled out everything. We've kind of canceled out everything without giving up any information. But let's just say that was there. And we got to my turn and I said, hey, actually, yes, one of mine is in there. And that's all you would say. You don't have to say 1 or 2, you just say, yes, is there one in there? At least one in there, yes. And that's what you would say. Because sometimes you may have both in there. You don't want to give it all away. You would rather have it, where there's several in here and go, do you have any demigods between 1 and 8 and 10? You say, yes, that's it. So don't give away all the goods. And that will be our round. Now the setup to this after it is you're going to pull everything back. So you pull all these guys back off. All right, pull these back off. You pull all these back off. They go back. This gets reset. You pull this off. That was your age 1 card, and now your age 2 card is going to change the way this is set up. So what we would do is, and notice that these stay that one way. Somebody uses them, they're like that for the rest of the game. Now it's demis over 10 renown. So what that does is it makes people push a bunch of these over here, or we pay attention to trying to keep everything below so nobody can deduce all the information. That's the key to this game. You don't want to give up too much and you don't want to get too aggressive, because remember, you can also do the distance between your two pieces or be on the exact same number. So that is why it gets real tricky. Okay, because currently, right now, I have my green and turquoise a couple spaces apart. I'm at 9 and I'm at 5, so I have 4 points here. And then I look at orange and purple here. Well, orange and purple are really close, so we got some work to do. Okay, so things that we need to do between the rounds here, we actually place these out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch out this red here. So this red comes out. And this goes over and a new red comes in. Okay, so it's just different points, positive or negative. And then we put the rest in according to what it says on here. So we just look at the card here. They just look at the piece here and it tells us exactly how to put it in. And I am going to put it in so you can see. A very quick game to play and learn and know. Okay, and this one actually has 2 of these in here this round. And then we have our smite. Looks like we're all set up. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we got all these in play. Yep, we got all these in play. and we're good to go for the next round. And that is one round of the game. Now, late in the game, when you get to the last round, you're going to have some scoring. The scoring works as follows. Once again, if both of your characters are in the same number, so let's say they're in the exact same number, like 9 right here, I would get 9 points. For the other player, let's say they were purple and orange, they're 11 to 5, so they would have 6 points currently. But let's say during the game, they may have used one of these. They both have used one of these, so they would subtract 1 from their score each. Now the key here is we know the scores here, we also know the scores there, but can you guess your opponent? Now, if you can guess both of them, you get 3 points. If you only guess one, you get nothing. You're safe. But if you miss both and you get neither, then you lose points as well. So you lose 1 point. So the key is at least having one of them right or talking somebody into getting it right. So that is the game of Scales of Fate. As you can see, really excited about this game. Definitely would love to play a lot of people in this game. This game just has that right amount of sneakiness and deception and table talk that I look forward to any game night with a friend, just anybody. I went to a game lounge, or I shouldn't say a lounge, but like a place where you can go play games, and I just wanted to play anybody. That's really what I wanted to do. I played one of my friends and just talked trash the whole time. I mean, it's just such a deceptively type of fun. It's deceptive, devious. You feel kind of nasty when you get this right. That's exactly what this game has. It has that intensity, and it gets you going for that good 30 minutes. And hey, if that's something you're digging, you like that type of stuff, deduction, very intimate back and forth, definitely give this one a look. They have how to play videos. I think you can play it on TTS, rule books out there. They have it all ready to go. So if you don't want to listen to me, you can go check it out for yourself. All right, party people, you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And with that, take care. You have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me on MVM.